You have to smuggle steel from whatever. But like fresh food produced in an organopoly is cheaper than the farmer's market. So who gets that food? The person that wakes up at 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m., and goes there and buys that food. If you're lazy, even when you have money, you don't get it. It's not all about the money. It's not about 4 times the price. And so in our society, okay, money is important. I'm not, and I think that all of these situations with the dollar and the relation with tourists, there are some other processes that should happen in the societies, like to stop this cult to the dollar that is not going anywhere. And it's a lot of alienation with that. And I know that there are a lot of people from, especially the old bosses of the Ministry of Agriculture in Cuba, that they dream about the old good years when they would travel to the Soviet Union to sign up the 6 factories of chemical fertilizers that we have in the country, 21,000 tons of pesticides. Right now, we are using less than 1,000 tons in 11 million hectares. Just taking that in account. And we are producing more food than ever. And so it's this idea, no? It's this idea that it's a dynamic process. And market is important, but it should not, and it cannot be the only incentive. But even right now, what he was saying, no, is suddenly like you can produce everything you need in 60 kilometers around you. Your life is going to be better. But how many people that they are only producing for the rich countries market are going to starve in Africa, in India, in the Pacific? Because that's the agriculture they have been sold, even fair trade, you know. So the Swiss and the chocolate, there is not a single plant of cacao in Switzerland. But they are the kings of the chocolate. The Italians and the coffee. Not a single coffee plant in Italy. So there's so many twisted things around it. And the consumer, I don't like that word because we are people. We are not consumers. We consume, but we shouldn't be treated like as consumers. Because that, in my opinion, makes us less persons. They don't get it, you know. The cheaper, the better. Are you sure of that? Or the expensive, the better? It is very difficult to explain sometimes, no? And I just want to clarify here that I am not a pessimistic person. No? I'm on the contrary, more optimistic, but we need to be proactive. If you have food, for how many days do you think somebody can tell me that the food terminals in Auckland can resist if something happens here? I know the data of Toronto, 7 days. After 7 days, nothing, no food. People start breaking all the markets and killing each other, whatever, who knows? You know? Is that necessary? Or this makes sense? But if you have like your garden, if you have that, you are not that dependent of market prices, of the petrol prices, of all of those things, and you can say, well, I can't resist. I can say something about it. If you don't have it, you're trapped by the system. You're in the system. And you have to follow the track like a cow, you know. It happens in Cuba as well. People that start to produce their own food, they have different opinions. And they say, okay, the good father, the welfare state, the socialist government failed me once. Now I need, what's food security? Because sometimes people that, after the wars, they know what I'm talking about. If you still open the fridge, as in my house, and my mom has 20 pounds of pork meat there, this is not food security. She's waiting for a problem, you know. So in their mind, maybe the food is there, but in their mind there is no food security, and there is also food sovereignty, you know. Who's the owner of corn? Who's the owner of tequila? Who's the owner? Companies. It's a common good, you know. It's nature. Nobody can own that. And they're taking it away from us. They're patenting everything.
So we've got time for maybe one question, depending on how long it takes, maybe two.